Well, hi everybody, welcome back to Katarina's Garage. My name is Katarina Lloyd, and as you can see, well, I've got my brand new Rad. I did a quick little look over of this thing in another video. It wasn't much though, to be honest, because it's just a Rad, you know, not much to show off there. But, well, we're going to be installing this new Rad into the car. It's actually a very easy process to do, like really. Not too much, but I figured I'd do a little installation video for you guys. There is a couple things to consider, which I'll go through in this video, if I can breathe. I hate being asthmatic in the cold. But anyways, it's not super cold out here, as you can tell. But anyways, yeah, this is my brand new SVE Rad. Absolutely love it, although there is a plastic drain plug on it, which I don't like. But other than that, yeah, anyways, let us begin. So let me just move this out of shot for a second, and I'll pause the video. So actually, if we bring the camera over here, you'll see the first thing you'll want to do is drain the Rad. Now this has already been drained because that lower Rad hose actually popped off. So on my last test drive of this thing, that's one of the reasons why I'm replacing this Rad, plus it has a new cap and everything. Just to confirm that it's not any of those two things that are causing this, but also it's a nice upgrade. However, your Rad should have a drain on it, which this one is, you can see it way down. I don't know if you can actually see that. It's way down at the bottom here, right? Bottom of the Rad. Very simple, you know, you just twist that out, no big deal. You might have to use pliers on that, but I don't want to do that because this Rad should be empty. So the first thing that you'll want to do is take off, you know, drain it, and make sure you dispose, like you actually have like buckets like I have, and catch all the coolant in that, then dispose of it at your local facilities. But so I'm looking, okay, so the first thing we have to do is, well, there's a couple things we can do. So we can take off these mounts. So I'll take off both these mounts. We'll have to take off the overflow. And we'll have to take the bolts out of the fan shroud. But other than that, I don't think we'll have to remove the fan of the fan shroud. We should be able to make do. We'll have to see for sure. But yeah. Anyways, let me go grab the tools that I need, and I'll be right back. So once it's all drained out, I like to take the hoses off first. So let me show you how to do that very quickly. Now you can use a socket as well, but unfortunately, the wrench that holds my 5/16 socket is missing. So I'm just going to use a flathead screwdriver. This one's already pretty loose because I already loosened that before. And then it should be as simple as pulling it off. Oh, really? Hang on, there might be air in the system. An easy way to get the air out to try and do this, just open up your Rad cap. Oh, there actually is still a little bit of coolant in there. Really? You're not wanting to come off, you stupid freaking Rad hose. Come on, come on. There we go. That was a pain. Now see, and that's the thing, you don't actually have to completely remove it. Like the entire hose, you just have to remove it from the Rad end. And now, if we go way down, you might not be able to see that, but down there is another Rad hose down here. They've got to remove that one, which, oh god. Of course, it's on the bottom side. This damn clamp. Bear in mind, I did not put these hoses on. They were on this when I got it. So that makes it kind of a pain in the rear. How am I going to do this? Hang on, let's just pause this. There we go. That took a minute, but finally found my little adapter so I can put the thing on. Because unfortunately, it's underneath. Like whoever put this on, I don't know what they were thinking, but it makes it a lot more of a pain for me to get this off. So let's just see if I can find it down here. I might just have to pull this out with that hose on there, actually, and take it off outside the car, which I'll just do that instead. So, and actually, you don't have to remove the overflow, at least you shouldn't have to. Up next is we have the Rad Mounts. Well, actually, no, not the Rad Mounts. So, okay, I've got the top rad hose off. I can't get that bottom one off. The transmission lines are up next. So, now, normally you'd have flare nut wrenches for this, but it's okay if you don't have flare nut wrenches, because I actually don't. You'll need, actually, let me go see what I need. Okay, so sorry you guys didn't get to see that. Unfortunately, the previous owner to this put these transmission lines on so freaking hard that I had to get my dad out here and use the 2-wrench trick to actually get it, get the bottom line off. So, yeah, it's just one of these things. For future reference, too, for people, you don't need to put on your lines near that tight. As long as it's, like, really, really snug, that's it. You know, it's like he put it on with an impact, except you can't put these on with an impact, right? But I swear to God, that's what he did. Or put Loctite under or something. Because that's just ridiculous. And you don't need to Loctite these either. Like, it's just, again, they're not under that high of pressure. So, yeah. Alright, so I retract my previous statement on the previous owner of this. So, turns out, and what I think he did was, he didn't actually take off these lines at all. He may have just left these in when he did the motor swap. Because that, this little line down here, I don't know if you can see that on camera. You might not be able to, but it's actually very rusty on the thread. So I have to grab my, wire brush and brush that. But we're one step closer, because now that that's done, the well, at least top rod hose is off. Bottom rod hose still needs to be disconnected from down here, but I'm just going to take it out and do it that way. Because the previous owner, I think, had a lift and just did it from underneath. Not a big deal, but yeah, so anyways, now the only other thing you'll want to, that's your little overflow, right? Don't need that on your rad when you pull it out. Next up is these mounts, which I can't remember what size those are. I think I have it in my pocket, but I'll have to see. Alright, let's take off these mounts. So, of course, there's these two mounts. For some reason, on this, that is tightening. It's 10 mil for some reason. I don't know why there's 10 mil on this car, but there is. Alright, that's one. That right there. On this side. Then just pull these off. Come on. Ooh, that's pretty stuck on there. Usually not that bad, but let's see. This side, this is bad? Oh no, nowhere near. But now the trash, it just pulled right out without any trouble. Although, I actually will need to pull that out of the way. And this should, so there shouldn't be any bolts down there. Ah, no, crap. Well, that's a bit of pain in the rear. Okay. I could use 2 hands with this, but oh, yeah. There was more coolant in there than I thought. Crap. Oh well. It is what it is. But there we go. The rad's now out. Yeah. Yeah, pro tip. Make sure all of your coolant's out, because that kind of just went everywhere. Because it fell out of the, actually, it's just what was ever left. There's something left in the rad. I thought it was all expelled. It was not. So that was my bad. But now I need to get that hose off of the lower rad hose. Or on the rad. And then we can put the other one in. So, uno momento. Alright, well, this should just slide right in here. Steady. Oh, I got a wiring harness in the way. There we go. Let's just see here. Move out of the way for a second. Okay, there we go. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so now let us reverse the process. Pretty simple here. It's kind of a pain at times to actually get these mounts back on, but that's the first thing you're going to want to do before getting everything in place, which there we go. I've had issues with this in the past with these rads at times. Now you don't want to tighten it all the way yet, because you want to get the other side on too. Because it makes it a lot easier if you do it this way. Right? Get this side on. That's why it's not going in tight. There we go. Takes a little finesse. Get this on, but not too bad, to be honest. It's pretty easy. So, and the one thing is, because this doesn't have the tabs on the bottom of it like that rad does, this won't be able to clip in, but I can still bolt it up top. It should be fine. But, yeah, for the fan shroud. Make sure these are pretty tight, because you don't want it falling off on you. And there we go, so the new rad's in. Now, let's put that fan shroud in place properly and start hooking stuff up. But I still have to clean up those tranny lines. So, okay. Should just theoretically move it up a tad. See, now this doesn't properly thread into this. Where did that other bolt go? I lost a little bolt, so I'll have to find it, but not a big deal. Worst case scenario, I could just zip tie these in too. So, yeah, give me a minute. So disorganized. Well, now that I got the lower rod hose off, I can now reattach it. So it's pretty easy. It just lines up, and you'll see it down below Although, maybe I should actually, hang on, before I put that in, let me get those transmission lines in first. That'll make this easier. Okay, so what I'm currently dealing with right now is, you can see this top tranny line here, right? It does not really want to thread in properly, and it has nothing to do with it being wrong threads or anything like that. It is the correct threads. However, this is misaligned slightly. Like, not sure why. I always have an issue with one of the lines. So I figured it was going to be the bottom line. Turns out, top line. So, let's just see, because I need to bend it upwards slightly. Oh wait, did others do it? Oh, we may have just did it. Haha, look at that, I got it. It's funny, take a couple minute break, approach it at a different angle, and the goes are done without any issues. So yeah, and a rad normally, it takes about an hour, just because of draining fluids and stuff like that. Not too hard. And this takes an 11/16 wrench, but preferably a flare nut wrench. I just don't have that. Almost there. It's getting tight. There we go. Yeah, it's not going anywhere. So, okay, now, okay, this isn't really in there. Okay, well, it's on that side, not properly on this side. I need to adjust this mount here, so let me do that. Alright, well, actually, I discovered something. So there was a lot of air in the system, definitely. So upon that, we were able to put more coolant in here. Actually, I could put even more in there now, because again, it's fallen down more. And it's not leaking anywhere. So we weren't getting any coolant flow before, so it's like a bunch of air, right, will cause that. But then another thing that I'm having issues with is this bottom tranny line, because it's actually hitting the, well, I'll show you. I'm going to line it up here, or try to. See, it's actually hitting the overflow. So, I mean, I'm getting somewhere, but I'm not sure with this bigger rad if I'm going to be able to utilize that tranny line. We'll have to see for sure. It's just one of these things where trial and error, you know how it goes. Just really, really annoying. So I wanted to film this when I got everything, but it's fine. I'm just going to end this kind of video here. So coming up with a couple different things on the car, because I still haven't gotten that fitting yet. That will happen tomorrow, Saturday. And the thing is, like, that fitting is just for the transmission. No big deal. Honestly, it doesn't even leak right now, but that's only because I have a bunch of thread tape on it, and it's just kind of stuck in the hole. It's not cross-loaded or anything, but, you know, it is what it is. That's how it's going right now. But, yeah. Oh, God, my hair looks freaking awful there. That's better. Anyways, so what is going on with the rest of it? So the car right now, I took it for a test drive today, and the temperature is spiking, but I still have zero heat, and there is actually some coolant flow a little bit in the top rad hose, I noticed, but the heater hoses are not getting warm at all. So that is meaning I'm thinking it's air, you know, in the system still. There's no air in the rad itself. I checked that. That was nice and full. As soon as I popped that rad cap off, and while it, like, even when running, hey, look, it's starting to overflow out of it. That means there's no air in the system, right? So the next thing that I'll do is I'll take off the, there is a temperature sensor, and pour some coolant down there, because, you know, that's your cooling port, right, is where your temperature sensor is in the intake. So do that, see what happens, and go from there. So yeah, that's basically where I'm at with the car. You know what, the Rad works great and everything like that. It's not actually overheating, it's just like gauge is showing it's overheating. So but you know, air pockets can do that. And you know, I've never had issues with air in my inline 6, but these V8s can have that issue. People will try and say that they don't, but trust me, they can, because I've been dealing with it with this car, right? So but anyways, hope you guys did enjoy this video of this Rad install. If you did, don't please like the video, comment anything you want to see down below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as well, if you want to contact me, you can at Katarina's Garage on Instagram or Katarina's Garage on Facebook. And yeah, follow me on TikTok as well, at Katarina's Garage on that. So hope you're staying safe during COVID-19, and good luck with whatever you're working on, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye! Catch you!